I had an idea today to try out something a little bit different in terms of Battlefield 2042, and that is jump into the most chaotic game mode in 2042 right now and play it with no HUD. Now, there has been a lot of talk about differentiation between teams, not being able to tell who is who if the HUD was turned off, and how much more difficult it is to see the difference between teams compared to other games like BF5 and 1. So we're going to put that to the test today. I think the best play for this is to go with the LCMG. That means we can lay down fire and it doesn't really matter about wasting bullets. Hopefully we won't, but we'll just see how effective this really is. Having no map is also a big issue. Alright, there's one down. Yeah, let's push a little bit. That's an aid, I think. Yep. Okay, I think that was 3. That was a pretty safe bet going into the hut on A2, just like the guy in chat said. There's also no way of telling which objectives are being taken and which are completely fine, which is also a bit of an issue. The game does look really good and cinematic with no HUD. It isn't really something you can deny. Okay, so we have hit that. Like, if I add some color grading to this in post, it'll probably look pretty good. You know, as good if not better than BF5 and BF1. Oh my god. Wonder if we can head into the little hut here and get any shots. Okay, there's one. You still can bring up big map to have a look at which objectives are being taken though. That is something you can do. So it really isn't too bad. I definitely think Spearhead helps as a map, because it's so linear that you kind of know when the enemy's coming from. The battle lines are pretty easy to read. So to be honest, I think it's pretty much nice. I think it's pretty alright. The problem is... Okay, that isn't a problem. Oh my god, that's brutal. That might be one of the most brutal things I've ever seen in this game. I was about to say, but the problems are some Sundance players who kind of flank round and disrupt it. But I just watched the Sundance fall out and die very quickly, so I think I might just kill someone with that as well. What about marksman type gameplay? I'm wondering about that. Oh, look at that convoy going. Oh, we got an enemy over there.
Hostile contacts engaged. Right on schedule. They are predictable.
Alright, there's our first down. Okay. There's fine. Oh, Jesus. Okay. We got a couple of, like, snipers here defending this. Not really ideal for us in terms of squad, but, oh, get down! Let's hope nobody chases me. Head around with a pistol. Maybe take a few out. Exactly what I was looking for. Another thing that can really help you is audio, because enemy footsteps are intentionally louder than friendly footsteps. So if you hear ones, if you get used to the friendly audio sound for footsteps, and then move on to the enemy, it's a whole lot easier to figure out. Okay. There's an Irish just kind of scuttling along there. They're dead. No, hovercraft, why would you do this?
Target down.
I really haven't used the Magnum that much, and in modes like this, it's really useful. Because okay, Boris, you're just going to stand there and... Okay. I thought their reload animation was still going on then, but apparently not. Okay.
We've lost control of an objective.
Okay.
forces.
So from side on, that was slightly hard to see any indicator of what team they were. Okay.
Cover me! I'm reloading!
Where are we being shot from? Oh my god. Okay, there's no way. There is no way. Where is that one from? It's from the very top, yeah. So the most head glitchy spot I've ever seen. Okay, they died, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't me. No, it wasn't. But it was someone, so it's okay. So in conclusion to this whole little experiment, what did I think of No HUD? Well, there are a few things that I want to go through that really stood out to me and a few that I didn't expect to. Stating the obvious, there are no uniforms between teams, but I do think that the light indicators do give well enough of an indication of what the team is and whether or not you want to shoot them or not. However, on a side profile it is slightly difficult to see, but you are going to see at least a little bit of red or blue, but I feel like these have been toned down since the beta. I might have to go and check that one out and just check some old footage, but I feel like they are a lot more subtle now. Maybe I'm just placeboing myself, but I feel like they're a bit smaller, but they're still easy enough to read when you need to. The loss of the rest of the HUD though was a big L for me, not knowing which objectives have been taken without filling up my whole screen with big map, not having enemy Doritos on top of their heads to show that they're an enemy from a distance as well. It takes away a big level of visual intel, but I'm sure you could turn everything except for that back on, like your ammo counter for example I did miss, but the main focus is on the enemy distinction, and I feel like that wasn't as bad as it could have been. There are a lot of other things you can use to tell that an enemy is an enemy. As I mentioned in those last couple of clips, the battle lines are usually well defined enough for you to look at them and think, yep, I know that that is an enemy because they're coming this way or going that way. Similarly, I said that audio helps, and it really does, because enemy footsteps are so much louder than friendly footsteps. And it'll help you a whole lot if you pay attention to what you're hearing, as well as what you're seeing. So overall, I'd say it was fairly successful. I mean, it's easier with HUD turned on, but it's not impossible. And I feel like the distinction between enemy and friendly is a bit more of an immersion thing that people complain about rather than actually being able to tell which team is which, because I feel like the indicators that are there do a good enough job. Anyway, thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next one.